Welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, Dr. Yukon Suckit. So, just to start off, I'd like to ask you please to like this video and subscribe to the channel. That would help us out a tremendous amount. But today we are going to be talking about ESPER Control. So the ESPER part means blue, black, and white, while control means that you are going to be essentially wiping the battlefield of creatures. Sometimes it means using counter spells, and I think this one has got a lot of both of that in it. So let's take a look what we got. So on the low end, we've got March of Otherworldly Light, which exiles target artifact, creature, or enchantment with mana value of X or less, whatever you can pump into it. And it says you can exile white cards from your hand to add 2 to that X cost there. So therefore it costs you 2 less. You can do 2 more damage than you would normally do for each white card you exile. On the black side here, we have this deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker, and you gain X life, so you got a little bit of life gain involved. Same thing, this time you're exiling black cards. So these are both Kamigawa cards. This should be interesting. We got the Sunset Revelry. If an opponent has more life than you, you gain 4 life. If an opponent controls more creatures than you, create 2 1/1 human tokens. If an opponent has more cards in hand, you get to draw a card. So you got to time this one right. There's 3 of those in there. Let's see, we got Jwari Disruption, so it's a land, or it could potentially be a counter spell if they used all of their mana and they don't have anything left. We got Negate, just one of them for targeting non-creature spells. Test of Talents, looks like there's one of those for countering a target or an instant, and then you get to search through their hand, graveyard, and library to remove everything. It looks like that's Doctor Strange there, attacking somebody. We got 4 Vanishing Verse. I love these cards, love, 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 except for they only go after mono-colored permanents. So, but usually that's not so bad. We got Kaito Shizuki, and when he first comes into play, he phases out at the end of the turn, so therefore he's not able to be killed for this, for at least one turn after that. For +1, you get to discard a card. Then you draw a card, then discard a card unless you attack this turn. For -2, you create a 1/1 blue ninja token that says this creature cannot be blocked. And for -7, whenever a creature you control deals common damage to a player, search the library for a blue or black creature card and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. That is pretty good. We got any blue or black? Oh, we do. We got Hullbreaker Horror there. That'll do it. All right, let's see what else we got. We got the Wandering Emperor. Love her. She flashes in potentially, in which case then you could use her -2 to exile target tapped creature and you gain 2 life. That turns the table sometimes. Otherwise, for +1, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. It gains first strike until the end of turn and create a 2/2 white samurai token for -1. Do we have any creatures really in this deck? Because it doesn't look like it. It looks like this really is focusing on just control. The only sources of creatures that I can tell are Kaito putting out ninjas, Wandering Emperor putting out samurai, and it looks like the last one would be potentially Emeria's Call. Boy, that is a lot of non-creatures going on here, because that takes a long time to get up to that. Oh, creatures also be Hullbreaker Horror. All right, so Behold the Multiverse is scry 2, then draw 2. You can foretell it and then use it for way cheaper. Memory Deluge. Look at the top X card of your library, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast a spell, which is going to be 4 to start off with, and then it's 7 if you use it for flashback. You put 2 of them in your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. We got Doomskars to keep you safe. So you gotta hopefully get enough of these. You can wipe the board to keep it until you can get around to actually doing what you want to do, which is really Hullbreaker Horror or Emeria's Call with 2 4/4 white angel tokens. Farewell will wipe out all artifacts, all creatures, all enchantments, all graveyard, any combination of therein that you want. And there's 3 of those in there. So yeah, it looks like you're not doing anything other than just stopping stuff from happening, and then you're doing stuff. But anyway, so we get down to Hullbreaker Horror. who's a 7/8. You flash him in. He cannot be countered. And it says that whenever you cast a spell, you can either return target spell you don't control to its owner's hand, or you can return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. So return target spell you don't control to its owner's hand, I think means counter. That's kind of a weird situation. I mean, technically it returns it to its hand rather than put it to the graveyard, but at least it stops it from happening at that particular point. So you just got to be prepared with some low-end spells to potentially cast to be able to save this guy. All right, so let's see what we got here. We got the one Hollow Storm Giant. There's 1-man land. My God, this is really, really low on the creature. I don't really see how you're causing damage. There, okay, so anyways, there's lots of lands, there's some dual lands, and lots of weird combinations of dual lands, really. But yeah, you're not really causing a whole lot of damage. It's really just, I'm going to control, and then hopefully at the end when they can't do anything, you put out Hullbreaker Horror. I guess that's the deal. And if you're lucky, maybe a couple of angels, some samurais, and ninjas. All right, let's see how this thing holds up. We're playing against galaker. Don't know. A couple of rainbow fish swimming together. I'll keep that from happening as soon as I can. Land. I guess this creates creatures. Keep. We got like 1 trillion land in this thing. All the Storm Giant. Feed the fish. White aggro weenie. Looks like our Doomskar and Farewell are going to do very well. What I want is a white. Alright, so in that case, I figured, hey, let's play that early. I'll get a bunch of life out of the deal and a couple of blockers. I'm not, because later on, it's mostly going to be about just, let's kill that dude. I figured my little, if I wipe the board, I'm not going to have any guys to put out, so what could I do about that? Alright, so I still got lots of life, so let's go ahead and play it out. What am I going to take? Gosh, Hullbreaker would be really great. Everything here is really great to a certain degree. Okay, so I need 7 for Hullbreaker. Do I have 3 land? Potentially do. I think we're getting to about time to start wiping things, though. We got plenty of wipes, so might as well. Oh, let's put out another land, and let's wipe the board. Tell. Six at this point. And I could Behold the Multiverse. Is that an instant? I can do that later. That's fine. I'll wait till his turn. I expect I'm going to Wandering Emperor out of this. Alright, I think I got what I need for a little Hullbreaker action. But if I do that, I will not be able... I don't have anything cast or cheap anyway. I guess the two over there. Let's go ahead and throw them out. Beef them up. Oh, that's not good. The thing is I can always just wipe the board again and kill his dudes and take mine back. I'm gonna go for the angels instead. The next two dudes I don't want to send back to his hand, it's those Brutal Cathars. Let's see, what does it take here? Exile, taking on mana value. This guy is 3, this guy's got 3. Let's just do 3. And that's how you win a game. And we're playing against paladinkas. Paladinkas. Alright, what do we got? Wandering Emperor. I'm going first. Let's keep it. Got nothing to play for 1, so I might as well play a slow land. Hello. And nothing really to worry about here. Play another slow land. Right, I need is a black, but I do not have it. So let's play this as blue. And let's be done. All I'd be able to get out of put it on the Sunset Revelry would be 2 tokens. That's not going to do me a whole well. He's got 1 to play it. We'll let it go. Put this down as a land. I still need a black. That would be really nice. Alright, I still need a black for that. I can't do anything, and we're done. Let's just group these blacks together. Put the white over here, or the other over here. Okay, on this next turn I can Wandering Emperor, but I've been taking such a beating. There's a black. Yeah, I'm going to go for the Wandering Emperor against the Aspirant. Let's see, so I've got some stuff going on here. Let's go ahead and Vanishing Verse. Redain, or Adeline. And see what we can do with this. A whole lot of everything. There we go. And let's pop this guy up by a 1. Hello, we are the Pumpkinheads. See you later, Wandering Emperor. I got a clue. Two mana to sacrifice the artifact to draw a card. Let's pretend we can't do anything. Red Rover, send your Valkyrie wide over. Exile all creatures, that'll work out well. Got a lot of exile creatures in here. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah. No tax. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. So I can cast all my spells, not all at once, but any one of them. So I think I can start bouncing Edgar back to the hand. That's not good. We'll go for white in this situation. We'll double up on the angels. We'll pop them up. These guys have flying but not vigilance. Okay, we're going to kill all graveyards, enchantments, creatures, and artifacts. That would have been good to hold on to. I can't kill it. Alright, let's see. We got... See, the problem is I can't target that thing at all. I can overload it with creatures. Two for my hand, huh? Let's be done. Alright, so he's going to come after Wandering Emperor, probably. I could suck that thing dry. I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, there he goes. Past the blockers. What do I got? Not enough. There's a Hullbreaker. Let's see. Let's take care of that guy. Wop, 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 wop. Alright, and that guy's still got the juice. Let's draw a card. I didn't attack yet this turn. That will take care of that. Excellent. Discard a card. Jwari Disruption. And you will create another samurai, which will keep the caretaker from being a jerk. And then let's go ahead and foretell. No attacks in the turn. Trail creatures. Nice. Wait, only -1 to get a 2/2 out of that deal. That's pretty cool. And I can go ahead and foretell. Alright, here comes the Hullbreaker. Let's pop this guy up. And let's go ahead and create a ninja. I'll attack. Yeah, for complete lack of creatures, we're doing really good on the creature front. Land up, draw a card, get rid of that. Pop, 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 pop. Let's put on the unblockable and send them in. Could do that as instant, so let's just be done. Please remind me on his turn to play that as an instant. There we go. Victory! Alright, we're playing against andydrew. We got lands. Sunset Revelry. I really dislike this card. Sure, let's keep it. What do we got? Nothing going on, so let's play a slow land. Everything else is fast at the moment. Let's find another white, just because I like to be prepared with a Doomskar. A couple of Memory Deluges here. Nope, playing against the Legend deck, huh? All right, so we got let's go ahead and do a blue. And who are we gonna eat here? He's not monocolored. I would need more for that. All I can do is take out the hamster, really. It's got trample, that's not gonna do us much good. Let's take out the hamster. I guess I could have sacrificed the Vanishing Verse. Would that have been enough? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it would have totally been enough. Ooh, that sucks! Vanishing Verse is going to do horrible against all this crap. You know what will do well, though? Farewell. And Doomskar. I got enough for Doomskar now, don't I? Alright, Jwari Disruption, you are just going to be a land at this point. Let's Doomskar. Oh my god! Okay, so Storm Giant needs like another 6 lands. We need 2 more to even activate. Man, they are playing multicolored like crazy. Sweet Googly Moogly. Well, I'm going to wipe the board anyway. What else has he got in his hand? I think I should do it. Like I should choke it back one more turn to see what else he throws out. I think so. I'm going to Sunset Revelry. God, do I need to? Give me more land. I give me more life at least. There we go. I'm back up to 17. And let's attack with the pumpkin. All right, Brutal Cathar. I'm never getting that guy back. He was my favorite. Jeez, a freaking wheeze. All right, yeah, I'm gonna fare thee well. Ooh, except I need mana for that, don't I? I guess I have the choice to do it last turn. I'm taking hammering. Mana, 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 mana. Come on, mana. Mana, 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 mana. If I don't get mana, I'm dead. Oh yeah, this would be a great time to... Except for I can't do that, can I? There it is. Can I do it? No. I think I've been screwed. They screwed me over. Alright, so all I can really do is kill... But it doesn't really matter. And no attacks. So that's the end of the game. Good game. Take it down. Charlie Brown. Yep. That Thalia is what doomed us in this situation. It took me from being 1 mana behind to being 2 mana behind. Yeah, let's take off that guy. Here we go. Close your eyes. You don't need to see it. Oh, and they still made me look at it. Oh, the humanity. Defeat. Alright, so this was ESPER Control. You know, I didn't think I was going to like it, but I ended up really, really enjoying this deck. You know, it wiping out everybody's creatures and having the ability to do that a lot, I really enjoyed it. And the amount of individual, you know, pinging that you can do with the marches and the Vanishing Verse. What else helped with that? Wandering Emperor. I mean, that was pretty great. It really helped you to control the board. Hullbreaker Horror, I love that card. You know, it's funny is I do not like blue generally, mostly because I can't stand counter spells. But I love Hullbreaker Horror. I love the way that he can't be countered. He's a big, fat mama jama, and he bounces things back to people's hands. I just love the way that guy works. And there's plenty of great ways to kill him. You know, it's not like he's like indestructible or like that stupid vampire dragon where you sack a creature and it becomes indestructible or something. This thing does have Negate. It does have Tested Talents. It does have Jwari Disruption. And, you know, Jwari Disruption is just such a poor counterspell that I'm willing to accept it because, you know, it's like you have to be using your whole mana thing to be able to not worry about just Jwari Disruption. Negate only counters non-creature spells. Tested Talents only takes out instants and sorceries. They're very, you know, limited in their scope. Now, the one card I hated in this one was Sunset Revelry, but you notice I used it a bunch, especially in that last game. It was a good delaying metric. I just seems like there could be something better for 2 mana than that. I guess it was fun to play with something new and to test it out, but it's like if you're ever behind on creatures, cards, or life, you're behind, and this isn't really helping you out that much. So I don't know. Seems like you should do something better with that particular slot. Let's see. Anything else you want to say about this? You know, here's the deal. So I think that this deck in the right hands is definitely an A-level deck. I think it could be very competitive. I think we took out that white aggro weenie tier 1 super deck like it was nothing. And the only place I think we want to have some issues if we're playing another control deck, just because we're so focused on wiping out creatures that, you know, what would we do if there were no creatures to wipe out? And then what you do is you just sit here and not play creatures and then not attack somebody else. Eventually, it'd just be man lands against man lands, as people would be too scared to keep things out on somebody else's turn. We only got one of those in here. Eventually, somebody would run out of cards, and that would be the end of it. But I think you could hold up pretty well, and I think that the counter spells you have would do fairly well against those control decks that we're trying to get around on something. Yeah, I think your biggest place would be against manlands. It would just be hard because, like, do we even have any instance? This is it. You know, your Vanishing Verse is really your. Yeah, you could use them. You could use these marches to take them out too. So yeah, this has got a nice, well-rounded deck. We have to play it more to find out what its weakness is, but you know, in that last one, God, what was the deal? I mean, I could have waited longer to use the first Doomskar, but his deck just kept popping out ginormous creatures, you know, ginormous power creatures that were multicolored, and I just couldn't deal with it because the Vanishing Verse couldn't touch them, and I kept trying to wipe them, and they just kept putting out more. Is that kind of like just super dealing that allowed him just to overcome us? I think that's pretty rare, and there's not much you could do about that. I think that's the luck factor in Magic cards coming into play. I gotta say, I really enjoyed playing with this deck. I hope you enjoy playing with it too. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes.